En la Plaza de Reyes, Black Cimenta, Soplón. Yeah. ¿Qué vas a saber?
¿Qué vas a saber tú? Oye, chibolito, faltóme. Pulpín de los pulpines, batería de Rapunzel, de rapeos, de raptos, de lagartos en cuartel. Cualquier la pega de cruel con un viejo coronel. Soy flojo, se me antojó dormirme en el laurel. Elevé mi level con un label y un Faber Castell. Ya un papel, lo empape con sangre de todo aquel que se jura Nobel y no ve mis trenes en la riel. What's so man? ¿Por qué no sacan la tablet? Juro por mis aguas que no te hablo por las powers. Soy chinchado neto, búscame por pico sour y te voy a meter al centro loco como Beckenbauer. Escúchame atento mi bro, que estamos rompiéndole en pro. El negro de Plaza de Reyes como siempre rompe de este micrófono. Que quiere meterle como yo, pero no me meto ni taco pro. Si te pensaba que solo era un gallo, déjame decirle que se equivocó. Real motherfucker feeling on the street. Es el black shit, Black Cimenta de Plaza de Kings. Motherfucker, so bloom.
Nero Luigi, man, desempeño en la victoria para que sepa. Incas Mo, Money Gang Gang, yeah, yeah, Yo también he llorado, gente. También me han desplazado por mi rasgo afrodescendiente. Sí, un perro no habla pero siente. Cuento historias callejeras pa' barrios de delincuentes. Soy un perro que te ladra, que te muerde y que te huele, nene. Soy más que Lele, ustedes para mí son pelele. Con mi jauría todo el día en busca de los cheles. Tengo un perro en fiscalía que nos mueve los papeles y otro en la comisaría para evitar el susto. Muchas veces me han llevado por solo como luzco. Perdón, madre mía, si yo le causé un disgusto, pero en esta vía yo crecí rodeado de perros chuscos. Yo sé que me quieren ganar, yo sé que me quieren tumbar y no pasará porque soy de verdad. Está súper rafina la Dodo Style, metido en latina aprendiendo quizá. Yo tengo el style, no mido la raza del perro, yo mido por la lealtad y yo soy leal, yeah. La calle te enseña lo que no te enseña la universidad, yeah. Salí de ese peña aquí con una seña te tiran para atrás, yeah. La calle limeña aquí nadie la dueña, ya nada es igual, yeah. Tiene que respetar, yeah. Tiene que respetar, yeah. La calle te enseña lo que no te enseña la universidad, yeah. Salí de ese peña aquí con una seña te tiran para atrás, yeah. La calle limeña aquí nada le dueña, ya nada es igual, yeah. Tiene que respetar, yeah. Si yo soy tu papá, yeah, yeah, yeah. Cinco Mob, negro, yeah. Cinco Mob, nigga, yeah. Nero Luigi, man. Incas Mob, yeah. It's Money Gang, 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 yeah.
Hey, yo. Yango en la maldita casa. Me llaman pa' que les dé al menos una vez al mes. Se metieron al lago y olvidaron que era el Ness. For everybody bless. La fama es una puta, me está llamando a las 3. Dile que llame después de las 16 y 25. Volví de la infancia de Abraham Lincoln. Con fuerza ya inco, luchando para salir del rincón. Letra callejera en CD brinco. Under del under, puede que tu viejo te lo mande. Sale de vez en cuando como el cóndor por los Andes. Mi cuerpo no es de madera como Dandy. Antes que me branden, yo seré el ola que los expande. Aunque esto me pique en la madera, no sirven ni para romper el ticket de un evento afuera. Loco por la carrera, desafían la gravedad. Yo espero tras la barrera y llego con la novedad. Niña, tú solo espera que ya encontré la manera. He visto bastante por querer lograrlo saltando escalones dentro de la escalera. La vida me puso al depósito, yo soy de púlpito pa' que el mundo conociéramos. De esta parte mejor interprete que parido de esta cordillera. Sin luz afuera, que el espectáculo es dentro. La calle es mi templo, tiembla el pavimento. Cuando yo me concentro, mis disparos son temas. La calle un poema, se siente desde cuando entro. Y a toditos estos drogaditos que creen que rapean, los regreso al centro de mi balcón. Yo he visto el clown del clown en la misma gestión, pero a la malla no llega el balón. Y para esta pantalla no soy el patrón. Yo ya me sé la cuestión y doy fe por cada renglón. Consciente de la operación del final de Mbappé con la edad de bufón. De Yango en la maldita casa, Plaza de Reyes, papá. El Nero Luigi, Black Cimenta, hip hop peruano, rasgo en la maldita base. Yao, yao, yao.
Copyright disclaimer. This content does not belong to Bible Chronicles or claim this intellectual property. The content provided today has and always will belong to the content owner. Bible Chronicles does not have any affiliation with the owner of this property. As mentioned, Bible Chronicles did not intend to make use of any material for the purpose of harvesting gain. However, Title 17 of United States copyright law states material in use can only be done when it's for theological or general educational purposes, and thus Bible Chronicles believes that this principal material falls under fair use, which honors protection under Section 107 of the same U.S. copyright law.
Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins.
¡Viva México, cabrones!
El autor viene a decirnos con mucha firmeza y gran convencimiento lo mismo que nos decía en el siglo XVIII el barón de Holbach, ¿no? Un filósofo francés de origen alemán. Si nos remontamos al comienzo, entonces hallaremos que la ignorancia y el temor crearon a los dioses. La fantasía, el entusiasmo o el engaño los adornaron o desfiguraron. La debilidad les rinde culto, la credulidad los conserva, la costumbre los respeta y la tiranía los apoya para que la ceguera de los hombres sirva a sus propios intereses.
All right, family. Okay, appreciate y'all being here. Listen, I'm gonna try to go fast on this. I'm gonna answer to this situation that occurred yesterday. I called this live actually, and I do have some questions for this brother Marvelous, man. I have nothing against you, bro. I'd rather do build. The guy on the right, I will show you guys something. Hopefully, to real show you his spirit towards our gente. Anyhow, just to show you, just explain something. Yesterday, man, I had a long day. I was busting my butt. I was hustling, so I was kind of on a drive, you know. When I got into class, I was on energy. You know what I'm saying, and I was processing information, and I had already like like meditated on this class. So as you can tell, I was going pretty quick. A couple people were saying, "Hey, you should call in." I really didn't want to call in because I was focusing on my class, but I should have said no. Let's put it that way. But it is what it is. So I want to explain what occurred, what I was trying to express, and how he was technically confusing the crowd because he himself was confused as to what he was trying to say. Okay, I'm going to show you some real quick things. I'm not going to read too much. I want to get through it, but let's go and dissect this. And I do have some questions for brother Marvelous, man. All right, bros. But this is all Lord willing edification, man. Love for my gente. All right, let's go.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, go for it, bro.
Okay, hey man, how you doing? How you doing? This is my first time calling your channel.
Thank you for calling, homie. Appreciate it.
Yep, not a worry, man, not a worry. Hey, I had a couple questions real quick because I know that there's this doctrine going on. It's been going on for some time that blacks and Hispanics are the same people. So when I started looking into it, man, I'm like, okay, maybe it's true. let's compare the same. Historically speaking, that's not factual. And when you look at the what do you call it, the curses, a lot of these so-called camps teach that black folks ruled Europe and that they had the white man in subjugation. Well, if you're going by the curses in Deuteronomy 28, verse 36 and 64 say that you will be ruled by other gods, other nations that your father nor you have known. Now, when you talk about also, historically speaking again, when you talk about the diseases that came to our gente here, we know exactly it happened. We know that we got hit with that. We know that we got diminished. But one thing that we used to hear was that smallpox used to come from the white man. And that's not true. It came from the African. And we also know that many bishops, we know that many bishops, when they came with Tumaraga, who actually was the one that brought that whole concept of the Virgin Mary throwing up on Juan Diego, he's the one that prophesied that or taught that to us. He had many black bishops teaching in Mexico, Central America, in the Maya towns. There's books written on this. So let me ask you guys, if we're the same people, are you saying that I was black once and that like I come from the nutsack of a black man and that when I go to the kingdom I'm going to be black again?
This is crazy.
Graphic, graphic.
So he says this is crazy, and I don't really know because it's a legitimate question. But right off the bat, you can tell that this is crazy for him, right? But I don't know. I don't know why. So I said a lot, and again, some of you brothers know the way I speak. Okay, so yesterday, man, I was kind of on fire a little bit. Not on fire with the call, but just again, different energy, man. They were on a different energy. I wasn't listening to them all day, to be honest. I was on focus on my class. But here are my points. I do want to invite you guys. When I mentioned earlier that, hey, I did my homework, and historically speaking, man, we don't have a similar history. So if you guys take the time, watch The Assassination of a Nation's Collective Memory. It's one of my first classes, almost 2 years ago old, okay? I would recommend for you to watch that. Second, I also mentioned Deuteronomy 28, that they say that they fit the curses, but how can they if they also ruled Europe? The reason I use verse 36, because it says, the Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. And there thou shalt serve other gods, wood and stone. So it says that your fathers and then you would not know these people, and you would not know their religions. Okay, so they would be unfamiliar to you. That's part of the curses. I also reference verse 64. We all know the first part. Check out the second part. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. So it says that you, your fathers, and your great grandfathers wouldn't know this nation. It'd be very foreign to you, or to us, so to speak. That's why I said that. All right. So now, I also mentioned smallpox. So as I said, here's one example of smallpox. This is from a book we have called The Columbian Exchange. Okay. On page 48 on the bottom, watch what it reads. Remember, keep in mind that Narvaez is a black, or was a black conquistador. So it says here on the bottom, with the men of Narvaez had come a black man suffering from smallpox, and he had infected a household in Sempoala where he was quartered. And it spread from one Indian to another, and they, being so numerous and eating and sleeping together, quickly infected the whole country. The Mexicans had never seen smallpox before and did not have the European meager knowledge on how to deal with it. The old soldier chronicler Bernal Diaz del Castillo called the Negro a very black dose for Mexico, for it was because of him that the whole country was stricken with a great many deaths. Okay, so just facts, not feelings. Here's one real quick picture. We even know it in Spanish. Viruela. La enfermedad de la viruela fue importada por un negro esclavo de Pánfilo de Narváez, que vino a México en la armada de su amo el año 1521 y se propagó en Nueva España la epidemia. En 1796 apareció la epidemia de viruela por la vía de Tahuantepec. That's another topic. So, just showing you examples. Now, I saw somebody when I was on Facebook post something like this, ridiculously responding to me, right? Oh, well, the origins of smallpox comes from Egyptians. Well, actually, that confirms that the curse is only applied to us because I don't remember black folks getting smallpox here. And even then, I still don't remember this kind of propaganda. Mercurio being stacked and always considered to what? Vaccinations against disease. Easy to explain. I've showed it in many classes. And for you that are new, go to this book called The Seven Myths of the Spanish Conquest. Okay? It says right here. It's a pretty good book, to be honest with you. Okay? In page 56, it pretty much it says it right quick. I mean, it's not complicated here. And I have other books that are actually showing it, but I have mostly the pictures, and I would have to go all the way back and find the actual book, and it would have taken too long. If you read right here, it says here that Garrido later wrote to the king. Well, let me go here. Another first attributed to an African in Mexico was the bringing of smallpox to the mainland. All right, so now in other materials that I showed you, it clearly shows that this was the reason why a lot of our gente died. Okay, you can go into page 140, 141, 142, and 3, and it'll speak more on this. All right. So again, for the sake of time, I invite you all to read this. And it proves, and there's more material. If you start looking up smallpox, African smallpox in 1492, you'll be surprised. Okay. Now, I had mentioned a couple of things as well in regards to the Virgin Mary, about Juan Zumarraga. I've shared this book before with you guys. This is from Apuntos, actually, I don't think I have. Apuntos históricos y críticos sobre la aparición de la Virgen de Guadalupe. Okay? And this book is pretty old. It's actually written in 1895. Okay? So let's go to page 51, I believe. Yeah, page 51. I'll just read the actual sentence or the section. Page 51, it starts talking about the falsehood. Falsedad de la aparición de la Virgen de Guadalupe. I invite you to read this because clearly it shows here that this was an invention of Zumarraga. Here, I'll say it. I'll read it real quick. It says here, el obispo inquisidor fue injusto, ya que quemó vivo el rey indio porque ofreció sus sacrificios a sus ídolos. Y él, meaning Zumarraga, inventó el ídolo guadalupano para que él y todos los presbíteros romanistas le ofrecieran, según dicen ellos, el cuerpo y sangre de Jesucristo en el llamado sacrificio de la misa. Okay? And on the next page, it actually says that the Spaniards didn't believe him either because, you just read it. It's in Spanish, but I invite you to. The brother that called your channel earlier should consider taking the care of that because this is such a demonic spirit because our gente believes that thing is real and it's not. All right. Now, in regards to who assisted him to teaching us this particular doctrines, well, you can go to this book right here. I invite you to go to Maya Conquistadors. Okay. And on page 163, several pages, 161, 162, 163, several pages is talking about. But I want to make a point right here because this is where it's really striking and it's really clear. There's no confusion here. It says here on page 163, this is our brother, Nate Maya, is talking about this situation. It says here, where should I go? Okay, because they should come every day. It would not be good for them to desire money. It should not be the black clothes fathers. They really take money. They really ask for a great deal of money. They drive us mad over money. Therefore, these words that we say to you, they are not lies. For this is really the truth. We will prove it. For there were many blacks, 21, that came with the Spaniards, and not one of them knew our language here. Only one of them did. But the padre who entered did not teach. For at that time, there were no elders, really just boys. They traded in other kahabs, meaning other houses. Moreover, they wished to say little. The black padres, those black ones, they really, really hated us. Okay? Hated us. Remember that statement. And you can see that our brothers had problems with them. This is the real reason there's a discord with the bishop and that is here in this providence and discord with all the black fathers, which is why I said that initially. Now, in the end, I also mentioned, so what are you saying? That we come out of their, huevos and tenders, whatever, like my kids say, they're tenders? Well, guess what, family? The reason I said that, even though that guy denies it, he's like, nah, this is crazy. That's not true. Because when I was on Facebook, there was a Sakari guy that literally saying, yes, I came out of the black man's nutsack. He literally said that, a Hispanic brother that looks more whiter than me. And I don't even look white, but yeah, I'm called a white boy. So let me share with you exactly why and what scriptures they use to say that. Because remember, they reference Revelation 1 and 14, and you wonder why. But check it. Behold, 1 Corinthians 15:51, behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trumpet, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised, incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this incorruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So when they tell you we're the same people, they're not really saying we're the same people, but we're the same people. No, they're not saying that. Okay? What they're saying is that we mixed and they didn't. So we're incorruptible right now. Ephesians 3:21. Unto him, let me just hold on a second. Was Ephesians 3? Philippians? Yeah, Philippians 3:21. Sorry about that. Whom shall change our vile body, that it may be fashioned like unto his glorious body. You see that? Who shall change our vile body, that it should be fashioned like unto his glorious body. Well, what does the Messiah look like? Or at least what do they tell us the Messiah looks like? Revelation 1:14. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if it burned in the furnace. That's why I say the things I say. Okay? So there's no just nonsense in what I'm talking about. But again, whoever doesn't know me is going to think this guy is a fool. He don't know what he's doing. So let's continue. Then again, there was friction. Don't get me wrong. But again, as I mentioned before, man, the energy that I came with was different than theirs. But pay attention to the stuff that he starts to say to explain himself. And there's confusion in this. This is why I was trying to stop him, because I know what he was doing. Let's go.
Let's start from the beginning, right? So you said that many camps teach about blacks ruling Europe. And you're saying that the curses say we should be ruled. Yes, we're saying that blacks were a part of the rulership in Europe during the same time that you had empires in the Americas that also thrived. So that's contemporaneous.
See this? You see how he's like, well, yeah, we were ruling, so were you guys. Contemporaneous, right? I don't know why I can't say that word, or I can't really say a lot of words right now. But let's look it up. What does that word mean? Since he mentions it, it means that, okay, so remember what he says, all right? So the word is contemporaneous. It means two events were more or less happening or existing at the same period of time. Okay. Well, I want to tell you guys something, family. In the time that these rulers were in Europe, these black rulers, they were pushing Christianity, family. This is a book that says nature knows no color line. And we know from all these other so-called, BHIs, we know they talk about that. But look at these crosses. German. These are all over the place. Like, for example, King James, who they say is black, he carries crosses all over the place. Look at this cross right here. Look at that cross right here. Now, they were ruling Europe for 700 years. So then this is why I wanted to first stop him about the word that he uses, right? Contemporaneously, because I know that a lot of people don't understand words and they're like awed by, together. No. This is why I said that. Relating the curses. Because if you really know Bible, Judith 5:17 through 20 explains to us that if we are dealing with the Most High's laws, we're on his side. Jude 5:17, I'll show you. And while they sinned not before their God, they prospered, because that God that hated iniquity was with them. So if we're pushing Christianity, Mr. so-called black people in Europe, and you're saying you're gente, if you were pushing Christianity, first of all, Deuteronomy 28 says that you wouldn't know their gods. And second, Judith 5:17 says that when you're not with God, I mean, when you didn't sin, we were with God. But when we departed, he destroyed us. Now, I have not seen any pictures from black people ruling Europe with fringes. No, I see a lot of crosses. I see a lot of black eagles. That's what I see. Okay, so again, but then I was asking about Europe, but he wants to slip in that whole we rule together. Well, what were we doing here? All right, who were we ruling over here, like in this land? Like, you know, if we're ruling together, who are we ruling over? And you guys are ruling people over there. So let's continue.
So if, for example,
Wait, stop! No, wait, hold on a second. Wait, no, don't try to blend the two together. I specifically said about.
That's why I attacked right away, because I'm familiar. I noticed a pattern. Like, wait, you're blending two things, and that's not the point. But again, let me skip this because
Europe.
I want him to answer this question. Hold on.
No, I'm not blending nothing. What I'm saying is you had people in rulership simultaneously, right? So it's not about, number one, we have to understand this curses are a cycle, right? They don't all occur simultaneously at once.
All right, so he says they don't all occur at once. Okay? But he said it's a cycle. Then he says, but clinically or psychically, something to that effect. So let's continue.
To everybody, they cyclically occur.
They cyclically occur. So that means, here, I'll show you. Cyclically occur. Okay? But see, as he's speaking, I know what these words mean. He says, in a way that happens in a particular order. Do you understand? So he says it happens at the same time, but then it says, but it could happen at the particular order. I'm like, okay, let's continue.
So in understanding that doesn't mean that because we were cursed.
Where does that say that in the Bible?
Hold on. Where does it say in the Bible?
You're saying stuff like that. Where does it say that in the Bible? Yeah.
Let him answer, bro.
And remember, family, when you're supposedly debating them, they cut you off right away when you say something. Oh, where's that say in the Bible? I'm just letting you know. I'm using their tactics, but let's continue, okay?
Answer.
I got to answer because hold on. Now I need to talk. So, for example, in Daniel 9, 11, and 12, it tells us that the curses were upon us in Babylon. Did every curse happen to us in Babylon? Did everything that is written in Deuteronomy 28 befall the Jews in Babylon? No. Right? Again, that's Daniel 9, 11, and 12.
And he says, see, that's Daniel 9, 11, and 12. He says that all the curses fall upon Jerusalem in Babylon. And he references Daniel. So he said a lot. For you unlearn that fall for this, you're going to be like, oh, he's correct. But no. And then when you're speaking Bible, you don't just go and say, oh, yeah, no. That's why I answered in some way, said, well, I can't necessarily answer that because I have to go back to it. But here's my point. He references Daniel. He says all the curses, they happen simultaneously, but then they happen in patterns, and then they don't all happen at the same time. Okay. All right, well, that's nice. I mean, I can go, then that's like Christianity. But let me explain why. When I remember, I know, because this is milk. Daniel 9:11. Daniel 9:11 talks about that we broke the rules, right? The Most High was upset. Daniel 9:12 says this, and he had confirmed with his words. He had confirmed his words, which he spake against us and against all our judges that judge us by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven had not been done as had been done upon Jerusalem. Here it says that all the curse is applied, because if that's not the case, then our Holocaust, so to speak, doesn't compare to this Holocaust, because it says here that no one has experienced this. So then now I'm a little more confused, but let's keep going.
Wait. Are you telling me that both the Northern Kingdom and the Southern Kingdom didn't get raided by Babylon?
Brother.
Remember, he says at the same time, in the same breath, well, they do happen, but then they don't, but then they don't all happen at the same time. That's what I asked. Okay, so let's continue.
You got to pay attention.
No, I'm asking
No. Listen.
No, but one minute, you keep talking, homie.
Listen. Daniel 9 and 11.
1 minute, homie. Wait 1 minute, bro. Please.
Daniel 9 and 11 says that we were under the curse during the Babylonian period when the Jews went into Babylon, right? So, did every curse in Deuteronomy 28 happen under the Babylonians?
Remember, he referenced Daniel 9. But when you read Daniel 9, let's just read it in this translation, Daniel 9, 11 and 9 and 11, 9, 11 and 12. You did what you said you would do to us and our rulers. You punished Jerusalem more severely than any other city on earth. You read it in verse 12, it says that he had confirmed his words, which he had spake against us and against our judge that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven had not been done as had been done upon Jerusalem. So his question was, did all the curses happen to us in Babylon? Well, I know Daniel, and he references it. Then he says, did all the curses happen? And when I'm like, I know Daniel, it says all of them. That's the worst slavery ever. So if you're referencing Daniel 9, then you're saying that captivity was worse than ours, and they received all the actual punishment. That's what I'm getting, but let's continue.
I can't say yes to that 100%. I would have to go back to it.
Because
then what you're saying is that the curse didn't occur to the both nations at once.
Because it happens in cycles.
I just said, but you said that the curses didn't happen to both the nations, and he said no at the same time. He says, no, that's not what I said. Well, you did, because you said they happened simultaneously. They also happen, what's that word? Cyclically, and then contemporaneously, whatever it is. These words that you people like to use. But then at the same time, he says, well, no, they don't really fall in that category. They fall in category, but sometimes it's all of them, and sometimes it's not. Oh, but it's in Daniel 9. But Daniel 9 says that that's the worst slavery that we ever received, and that's in Babylon. So again, let's continue. We're almost done.
Bro. It's not one thing at one time, homie.
Okay, I know, but where does the Bible say that it happens in cycles?
I'm showing you it. I literally just referenced a point in time.
You're talking about it. You're not showing me a verse.
Brother,
you're not showing me a verse.
I referenced. Hold on. Let
me finish.
I referenced the verse.
Let me finish. Hold on a second. You reference the verse, and then you want to explain it to me. But when you read the verse, it doesn't say that.
Okay. So
read it again.
Listen. If I'm wrong, explain why. Because you just admitted that you cannot demonstrate that everything in Deuteronomy 28 occurred during the Babylonian captivity. Can you?
No.
Okay.
No. So I didn't say that.
See, so I didn't say that. And the reason why, he's asking me two questions at the same time, but I know the verses. So he's saying, based on Daniel 9, you're telling me that all the curses didn't occur? But I'm like, Daniel 9 is literally saying that all the curses occurred. And that's why he didn't want to read it again? I don't know, but let me finish.
Ask me a total different question about that. You didn't even say anything about the different curses in Babylonia.
Let me interject real quick.
Marvelous interjection. I'm going to let him talk because he said some things, and then I'm going to ask my questions, and that'll be it. All right, let's go.
Okay, bro. Let me ask you this. In school, right, we're taught the difference, that there's a difference between black. We're taught black, they're black. And we're taught that they're Hispanic, and then we're taught that they're Chinos, or they're Asian, and they're white. And we're giving all these colors on this board, homie. And that's a separation right there. When you go to some of the museums in Mexico, bro, and they speak about the Meshiacha, they have the old carvings on stone and stuff, and you see what looks to be an African there. You're taught that these people are African, homie. Why are they depicted in our stone carvings? You know what I mean? When you look at the old maps, bro, we probably have. Wait, let me say something, homie, real quick. Let me say something, bro. I'm gonna let you talk. But when you look at us right here, we might have a disagreement with what I'm going to say right now, but I believe the Holy Land is here. The names of the maps have been changed in the Americas, like the Jerusalem. They may believe it's over there. I believe it's over here in Utah. If you look at where the Meshiacha came out of, the story of Moses, it's the same. The 40 years of wandering in the desert looking for our Holy Land. If you look at the real Atlantic slave trade that took indigenous, so-called black out of the Americas out and not brought people from Africa in here, you'll understand that. But the way we're indoctrinated is what we're gonna believe in, homie. That
Okay,
you're
cool. So
believing like
you're
you like
saying
like for instance, you believe like you live in the United States and there's a border. I don't believe that because that white man made a line, homie.
Wait, why do you believe it? I believe it.
Here, right here. You know what? That was my mistake, man. Because again, that's what he did say. You believe, but I don't believe that. Well, I'm like, why do you believe that? I believe that. By assumption. So I could have made that different. But anyways, that's not the point. Let me skip this because we spent some time here on this particular section. Hold on.
You believe
It's giving you what other we're calling though. I appreciate you.
So
homie.
then Dean at that point he's kind of like bothered by it because I'm like, wait a minute, hold on a second. I never said that. So anyway, I throw my question in here. Right, let's go.
I won't be long, bro. I just got one last
go
one.
ahead, go ahead, homie. Go ahead, homie. Go for it, bro. Go
This
for
is
it.
the old world. Who was Rome? Who was the Assyrians? Who was King Cyrus here in the Americas? This is the old world.
They were where the Grand Canyon is at. That's
I asked the old kingdom, the four beasts, right? Where are they? He said they're in the Grand Canyon, like Grand Canyon in North America. Okay, let's continue.
ancient Egypt. That's Babylon. We're in Babylon right now.
The Assyrians, Romans, and King Cyrus.
No,
and,
over there was the
and
Tartarian
Xerxes.
Empire.
You see what I mean? But then with the same question, he says that was the Tartarian Empire. And he mentions the Moabites. I think that's what he said. Let's go.
Which they call the Great Wall of China now. That had nothing to do with that. Was the Moabites, bro. See, you don't know about none of that.
We migrated here?
We migrated.
You don't believe that we migrated here?
We migrated from where? You tell me where we migrated from. You seem to know.
I'm asking. So you don't believe in 2nd Ezra 13 and 40? You don't believe in that?
Yeah, our migration. We're still on our migration. What?
Okay, so for you guys that tell me we're still on a migration, I know that. I'm older, but you guys want to ignore this here, just like I think Vega one time said. Oh, he's an Old Testament. He believes this too. He references 2nd Ezra 13 and 40, but then you guys stop at verse 45. That says, "Then dwelt they there until the latter time, and now they shall begin to come. The high shall stay the springs of the streams again, that they may go through. Therefore sawest thou the multitude with peace." So it says here that we would leave and then come back to the land. So if we're in the land, I don't get it. If this is the land, then we left it and we need to come back. That's why I was asking him, do you don't believe in 2nd Ezra 13 and 40? Okay, so let's go.
What do you mean? Of course.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So 2nd Ezra 13 and 40 says that they would go from the east.
We're still
to the west,
you're believing.
and then that they would come back.
Look at the way you're believing biblical history, homie. Is you're believing it back then in a time period, homie, and you don't have no understanding that this is still happening.
So and now I know why you said what you said, bro. Wow. So we're constantly migrating from our land to Egypt, from our land to Egypt, from our land to Egypt. So we should be going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So then, see, this is where it gets confusing. So now, I don't know, and this is it pretty much, right? So then
These curses are still
finish up.
happening. They didn't happen to Israelites.
Bro,
See,
you're
hold on.
telling me
I would chop it up with
Chop it out with
homie.
you. And I
Carly,
told them-
thank you, homie.
Hold on.
Remember, don't be in your feelings, though.
no worries, man.
Thank you. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Jedi. My bad.
No, you good. You good.
Sometimes you just want to grab him through the
Nah,
phone,
yeah,
homie.
yeah. He came in with too much energy, man.
Well, first of all, I never felt like reaching anybody through the phone and choking them. Marvelous. And then, yeah, you're right. I did come with a lot of energy. That's why I was explaining myself initially when I started this particular video. Okay, I invite you guys to read this book called The Free Black Slaves, Masters of South Carolina, 1790 through 1860. It confirms that they weren't just slaving people in Europe. They were slaving people here, and they were slaving us as well. And these are all proofs. I've showed you guys in many classes these things. Nature knows no cuddle line. You guys can pull that up as well. And I invite you guys to go to this class here, The Assassination of a Nation's Collective Memory. So that's pretty much it. But, to the brother Marvelous, man, I just got some questions, bro. And I really hope that you can actually see this class, man, because I do got love for you, man. I don't hate you at all. That other little group you got going on, bro, I'm going to show you a video after this. First question to you, bro. Who were the Babylonians, Persia Medes, Greeks, and then Rome, since you believe this is the old world? My second question is, the original people, if the original people were black, like woolly hair black, how come they don't have the same diet as the other people have here? Like food that you and I know about. And you know what I'm talking about. Roasted corn, maíz, masa, tamales. Why don't they know about these things? And last, it sounds to me that from what you say is that only blacks left America. And if that's the case, and we the same people, how come we look different than them? Is it because we mixed and they didn't? But there's two books that I like to reference to you. James Adair and then the one by Ethan Smith. And both of them books talk about us having different variety of colors using grease and red shoot in order for us to tan to deal with the sun. Just like we do here in the summer, man. I used to have that Hawaiian oil, and I would use some of that iodine in order to make it a little more bronze. So again, bro, well, Lord willing, man, that you can catch this class. I hope it was edifying. Hope you guys can understand where I'm coming from. Maybe I was very hyper, but you know what? Sometimes I'm just like that, man. And the ball rolls the way they roll. But again, if whoever comes to tell me something about the old world and you're still learning it, don't tell me. Because if you're still learning it, then you don't know what you're talking about. All right? No offense to nobody, man. Those are just facts. Hope y'all doing well. Hope you guys take care of yourselves. Shalom, man. And
Vamos, güey, pendeja. Vamos, güey, puta. Vamos, güey, puta. Now it's chapter 15, right? It's a free country. This was our country. Now it's the white man's country. Don't sound free to me. Pinche idiota. Vamos, güey. Vamos.
Hey, any of you on my timeline rooting for that punk white one. What the y'all thought was gonna happen? There are people that pack into churches every Sunday to worship this white boy. We know that they're not true believers in the Most High. Freedom.
Right, hey, these white men and women and child are a bunch of devils.
That's right. The white woman and that white god child is the devil. You're a god devil, that's what. You god cave dog.
2/3 of you was not going to wake up, and I see that crystal clear. 2/3 of you so-called Negroes are too far in love with the damn white man, his woman, and children. Are you too damn much in love with the African, they women and children? Are you too damn much in love with the East Indian, they women and children? You're in love with everybody but your own women and your own children and each other. Your woman loves everybody but you. And the ones of you that can't get that corrected, you're going to die. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of your black women are going to die. I see that. That crystal see that. A lot of them going to die. Only about 10% of them going to make it. 90% of them ain't no damn good. I'm going to tell you plainly, and the Bible says the same thing. 90% of the black women ain't no damn good, and they going to die. 2/3 of you black men ain't no damn good, and you going to die. And that goes for the West Indians and the Puerto Ricans, because the Most High only bring them 1/3 of the nation of Israel out. But when this black woman dies, when they get killed, the 90%, they ain't going to be missed. Because we got the Puerto Ricans, that's our women. The Indian off the reservation are our women. The Mexican is our women. That's the nation of Israel. The Central Americans are our women. The South American Indians, they are our women. So this black woman that want to be with the white man and everybody else, she ain't going to be missed. This black woman that want to be a man, she ain't going to be missed. She going to die. Because playing time going to come to an end. Everything going to be in its proper place or it's going to die. You're going to be running around acting like no damn
Chicanos killing Chicanos is what they want. Blacks and Chicanos killing each other is what they want. That's how they run this place. Once we get together, they don't run shit. Got a lot to learn about being Chicano.
Yeah, Alcatraz, Midget Loco. Yeah. They never seen this coming, man. What up, Loom? What up, Warrior? 500 years of captivity. What else? Now they try to tell us how we supposed to be, how we supposed to act, how we supposed to rap. How I'm brown but my flow too black. Come on, y'all kidding me, right? Nike Air Flights fitted cock back fresh. Representando Mexicanos on the mat. No estoy jugando, got bars like I battle on Smack. But hold on, I'ma bring it right back. My people indigenous. I'm not sure if you getting this. By the time I'm done, you gon' be feeling this. I come from the people they call Meshiacha. I've been to the motherland, Chichen Itza. Seen the Mayan ruins, intellectual architecture. architects. Men in the cenote seen ancient artifacts. Cali is Mexico, those are the facts. They raped women, gave elders heart attacks. It was a battle, our people were outgunned. Took life and cattle, we were outdone. However, 2 wars proudly we take to the grave. Those we call our Independence Day. It's time to stand up, educate our people. Stay on our ground, let them know that we equal. We see your plan, but your plan is see-through. You can't stop my people. Mexicano, I'm brown and proud. Mexicano, I'm brown and proud. Mexicano, I'm brown and proud. Mexicano, I'm holding it down.
It all started with Mexicas, Mexicano. Gave birth to the word that we know as Chicanos. Aztec warrior, man, it's all in my blood. From the Tenochtitlan, that's the heart of the love. Now I'm Mexico City, that's a modern day name. Don't let the books confuse it to be a modern day slave. Gotta get your facts right and study the culture. Don't be like Cortez, he came like a vulture. Came to just steal and take away the land. He seen what we got and he was like, damn, who would've guessed it had to be a white man? Damn it, now we got stolen lands. They say go back to where the fuck you from. Man, this is my land, that's what you stole from us. I'm not Hispanic or Latino, I'm a Mexican. Man, fuck La Militia, you can have that bitch.
It's time to stand up, educate our people. Stay on our ground, let them know that we equal. We see your plan, but your plan is see-through. You can't stop my people. Mexicano, I'm brown and proud. Mexicano, I'm brown and proud. Mexicano, I'm brown and proud. Mexicano, I'm holding it down.
Ical, hijo, abre los ojos. Tu cuerpo se queda con nosotros, pero tu espíritu debe seguir. Busca la luz. Aléjate de las sombras. Deja que nuestro dolor sea tu fuerza. Desde aquí iluminamos tu camino. Lucha como nosotros ante esta pena tan grande. Yo soy tú. Tú eres yo. La muerte que hoy nos separa, mañana volverá a unirnos. Eres libre, hijo.